Hello, Terrarians! So I'm a big fan of AFK farms, I've learned. Just in the past 24 hours, I've made 185 platinum with my underground jungle thingamadoozy. But I don't know why I haven't talked about this sooner. There's one thing in Terraria that makes me really angry. Like, extremely, statistically more angry than a lot of other things that don't really make sense. Why do coins do this? And the better question is, why does this piss me off? Because if coins are programmed to do this, and this is the order in which they are, they usually stack, and this is the way it's coded to do this, right? It makes sense if you think about it, because ammo works the same way. Ammo, when you use ammo, it goes from the very top down. But I don't know why. But I guess when I first started playing Terraria, I did it the other way. I started doing it like this, and I never looked back. I guess right now I could try to reprogram my brain to do it the other way, because that every time you don't have a coin in your inventory, smaller coins go towards the top. If you have two spaces here and you get copper followed by silver, the copper will appear where the silver is right now, and it'll look like this. So I could reprogram my brain and quit complaining like an idiot, or I could do what I'm going to do and say maybe we should have an option in the settings somewhere that makes it so we can switch this any way we want. So ammo could go from the bottom to the top, and coins go from the bottom to the top in terms of value. You could do either. And that could be a thing if we wanted it to be. This all just goes back to Pedguin's video where he wanted to add more world customization. I don't really see a reason to not add more customization to our game. And this is actually gonna take me like 4 trips before I get all of this. It's a pretty effective farm I've found. There's probably ways to make it better, but hey, I ain't no mappy. I'm not a god of wire. I'm just an idiot who plugged in a refrigerator, essentially, is what I've done. So what's your opinion? Do you think we should have money go, there's no reason to change it, obviously. I'm an idiot. I should just reprogram my brain to do it this way. Like, why not just take a couple weeks getting used to it the way it's already programmed in the game instead of like changing it? But I don't see a reason why not to add this, because obviously if it happens to one person, if the number of people that this is happening to that are doing it backwards and being annoyed that it works the way it does, if that number is above 0, which it is, it's currently 1 as far as I know, it statistically has a probability that is also above 0 of affecting another person or more. So I think that it'd be cool if we could have it work however we wanted and have it do this. This is like something that doesn't matter at all, but I feel like this is the thing that I fight. Like, it's an enemy that persists through every Terraria playthrough. Most enemies, you leave the world, go to another one. It's a completely different enemy you're fighting. Like, you fight a jungle bat or something in this world, you exit, go to another world, go to a jungle, fight another jungle bat. It's a completely separate jungle bat. This is not a completely separate money slot from the last one. It's the same thing. I'm fighting at every world. Why? Yeah, this is, yeah. If they're competent developers, they will ignore this because I'm an outlier, probably. I don't think anyone cares. I think most people just shove whatever they want into any slot in their open inventory, and they don't really give a fuck. They don't really care where their stuff goes. Like, it could look like this. Or like worse, it could look like this, and I'm betting a lot of people wouldn't care. But I don't know. Tell me if you care in the comments. I'm not very relatable. I'm pretty different from most people. I don't know if this bothers anyone else but me. But in the off chance that it does, here I am today to show you, hey, this is not good. We need to fix. We need to fix. We need to fix. What I would compare this to, if anyone's played The Legend of Zelda and any of the games for a significant amount of time, and you've done multiple playthroughs of any of the games, like I'll use Wind Waker as an example. In that game, for people who haven't played Zelda, in Zelda games, there are items you find in dungeons, at least in the good games. Oh! At least in the good games, where you find items in dungeons, and then you can equip them to, like, 3 slots that are on your controller, and then you can use those whenever you want. In Wind Waker, I have certain places, like certain slots that I always stick the same item. Like if I'm sailing, I always have Boomerang on Y, Wind Waker on X, and Sail on Z. I always do that. If you stick the Boomerang on X, I will fall down the stairs. I compare this to that. It's a game I've played so much, and like I've programmed my brain to do a specific thing, and that specific thing might not be like what is intended exactly, so it's not. I'm kind of fighting the programming a bit. I'm fighting the programming, and it's just not okay, at least for me. I don't matter, like I said, so if this matters to a lot more people, speak up about it. Tweet at Terraria Official. Can we get money, a setting for money in the settings for money of the setting variety for currency that does things with coins? Also, it's in the settings. Can we get something in the settings? Oh, puberty. Can we get something in the settings that we can have this reversed, possibly? Tweet at Terraria Official. Can we have these settings upgraded so that coins could go from value-wise lowest to highest, from the top to the bottom to the top instead of the top to the bottom? Some players do it a different way, and they're too lazy to spend 3 weeks reprogramming their brain to do it the other way. So instead of changing ourselves, we're forcing this work upon very busy developers that totally don't already have a bunch of more important shit that they're accomplishing currently. Here's also my shtick. I'd like more uses for money. Money currently doesn't do very much. You spend like a couple platinum over the course of a playthrough. Like less than 10. I'm comfortable saying you spend less than 10. And you don't really do much with that 10. You get like wings, a few things that are worth less than a platinum that add up to close to 1 if you're buying a lot of things. Really only using money to heal up the nurse if you're not buying things, and what good is that? I mean, obviously it's good. What I mean is like, in terms of getting rid of your money, what good is that? You only spend like 30 silver, I think it is, to remove a debuff. It's like jack crap. There's a reason there's an achievement for using a gold on the nurse. It's because that you don't spend very much at the nurse, so using an entire gold is considered an achievement. I think we should have some crazy items. In a majority-based combat game, if you increase combat, then your character will just blaze through everything and get bored because you're just destroying everything, no problem. But if you add more like weird accessory values, like what if there's an accessory that lets you walk through walls, but only for a specific time, and while you're in walls you gain 1,000 defense, so that the Dungeon Guardian does 9,400 damage instead of 9,900 damage. That would be good. I don't know, some random shit would be nice. And these random effects, they're like the reverse of the cross necklace. Instead of being worth 20 silver for something that's game-changing, it's something game-changing that's worth like 100 platinum to reforge. Just something like that would give us completionists that have farms like these, where I go to sleep 10 hours ago, wake up at 2 in the morning, can't sleep till 5:30, come over here 10 hours later, and I just have 200 platinum and nothing to do with it. I mean, it's my own fault for getting it, I guess, but I just like more uses for money, and if you're not willing to make more uses for money, please add a setting so that I don't have to close my eyelids forcefully with my hands in dismay at what I'm looking at every time I do anything, literally anything. Why is this in the game? Alright, that's it. Subscribe to me on YouTube, and coins will stack up in value lowest to highest for you the correct way in real life. Trust me, I'm a prophet. I'm also an Indian prince and a very bad liar. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching my shitty video. It will get 90 views, and even though my worst videos in the past have done only 20,000. continue with staying relevant, and I will continue staying irrelevant. Goodbye, Troya community. Thank you for all your non-support. Goodbye. I made that sound like I don't give a shit that people are supporting me. Every view actually looks like a lot of support. Thank you for every possible view that you could give me. Everyone watching right now, it's crazy. Like, I used to look at 100,000 views and I was like, oh, this is shit. Look at all this fucking garbage. Like, why are people watching this? Now I look at 90 views and I see like 12 comments, and all 12 of those people, I'm like, I care about 90 views more than I used to care about 100 views or 100,000 views. There's something wrong with me.